Then Tobias, that's with an A, is now online, you know. Mhm. So what we're gonna do is we want to talk about why use your phone calendar, you know. And again, what we want is full participation. So I don't want this to be one person talking, you know. In fact, I'm gonna keep notes and make sure everybody talks. And so the thing about it is that when you get busy and you're in the zone, like what Kumar was talking about. But by the way, the stuff we talked about today was not didn't even scratch the surface as to what they talked. Okay, but anyway, so to when you get busy, you see, because each person that you take through the process is at least 6 meetings. So if you have 10 people that you're talking with, that's 60 meetings for each total, right? And then when you drive in depth, that's even more. So you need some way of keeping track of that. Now you could do the paper, you could do the, you know, you can go to the Walmart or Home Office Depot and buy those big desk, desk things, you know, the big paper ones.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, you can carry that around with you if you want to. No, some people do.
Yeah.
And in fact, all the diamonds have gone diamond using that. Yeah,
And I think,
yeah, carry the big thing, man. Put it in your back seat and put the seatbelt around it, you know?
every Tuesday, man.
Yeah. That's the old school way of doing it. There's nothing wrong with doing it that way. I just prefer to do it electronically because I can look at my calendar on my iPad, I can look at it on my laptop, and I can look at it on my phone, and I always have it there with me, you know. And so that allows me. So you guys remember the book that by John Maxwell that talks about capacity? That allows me to have a high capacity. I could be talking to 50 people all at the same time and never miss a meeting. Never. And that's 50 times 6. That's 300 meetings. You know. And besides, I come from the corporate world where we use calendars. You know, we will have 10 meetings in one day and with different people and all of that stuff. So that's where I'm coming from. And I know Rod, you know, he just got his master's and he got the suit and, you know, and he's all corporate. So he's, you know, that's what he's going to be doing.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah,
Yep.
Mr. Yeah, he's probably going to have a briefcase that has nothing in it except a sandwich, you know, a peanut butter and jelly sandwich, you know. But they look well important, you
Yeah.
know. So anyway, so electronic, I mean, the business of the 21st century, you know. Now, if I'm talking to an older person, I may not deal with the electronic stuff, you know. But if typically young people, you know, they want to have it on mobile. So that's why the reason why we use Google is because the Google Calendar can show on Microsoft, Apple, and also Android. I'm not sure. I'm not sure about the Apple Calendar, Rod. If you set up the Apple Calendar, can you view that on your desk on a ordinary PC and on an Android?
Well, what I did was to make it simpler. I just downloaded the Google Calendar app
Hmm.
for iOS,
Right.
and it works just as it's just like an Android or as if I was pulling it up on the computer.
Okay. So Rod has talked. I have talked. We got four other people who need to talk. Okay. All right. So that's the reason why we use that. So the first thing we want to do is to look at how to um how to set up an how to access the Google stuff. And so I'm going to show you it on the desktop and then show you how to do it on the what you call it. I'm going to screen share and I'm going to turn it this way. Just let me get it set up. And I'm going to come here and cancel this. And I'm going to go. So if I bring up a new page, can you guys see the screen?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So I'm going to come here and I'm on Chrome. Okay, and then I'm gonna come here to the little square. Okay, and then I'm gonna come down here and scroll down to calendar. And when I scroll down to calendar, that brings up the Google Calendar. All right. And then to add a new calendar, I'm gonna come here and say add calendar. My calendars. Right. And then I'm gonna come here and I can add a calendar. Where's the well, okay, so let me explain. You could have many calendars. So you could have one calendar for school, one for work, one for family, and one for business, all on the same calendar. And the reason why you want to have that is so that you can manage your schoolwork, you can manage your work, you can manage your business, you can manage your personal, you can manage your family, all different calendars. And that allows you to lay them on top of each other and they're all color coded. And that allows you to manage what it is that you're doing. Does that make sense to everybody, right?
Yep.
Right, okay. So I'm gonna,
Yep.
yeah, go ahead. No, you haven't talked yet, so you need to talk.
No, I mean, that's. I was just saying, yeah, that's same here.
Okay, saying yeah is not that doesn't count. All right. Okay, so let me show you how to bring up that calendar on the phone. So you go to your phone, you have to download, where is it? Yeah, you have to download this thing here at the bottom. It says 31. All right. It's a Google Hangout and it's 31. So you have to download that from the Google Play Store. Did somebody join us? No.
No, that was just the calendar going off.
Yeah, go there and download Google. Let me see if I can do it. You guys see that? Calendar. There you go, dude. Okay, so he's downloading it.
Kenneth, I sent somebody real quick invite.
Oh, sorry.
Huh?
In the chat, I sent an email to invite real quick.
Okay, hold on. Mr. JJ?
Yep, that's JJ.
Did you tell him their points are being the points are being late?
Only if the points come to me.
Okay. All right. But you get them, and then you give me my cut later, okay?
Mr. Kenneth.
Yeah.
Please, how do you the app? I know how it looks like, but how do you spell that again?
It's okay. I'm gonna put it in the chat.
Okay, cool. Thanks.
Google Calendar. Hi, Gene.
Hey, how you doing, boss?
Good. You're awesome hosting today, man.
Thank you. Thank you. I try my best.
Yeah. We should just let you host permanently, you know?
Yes.
I wouldn't mind. It'll get my experience up.
Yeah. Well, you're on the calendar to do it again in a few weeks. So.
Oh, that sounds like a plan to me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So we were talking about Google Calendar, and
yes, sir.
And we said the reason why we use Google Calendar because it's available on laptops, PCs, for Android, Microsoft. And the reason why we want to use a calendar because let's say that you have 3 people who are in the process. That's 6 times 3. That's 18 meetings. As a matter of fact, it's a 7-step process, right? So that's 21 meetings. And then you got school and you got work and you got your personal stuff and family and baby mother and all of that sort of stuff, So you have to you have to manage all of that. And so it's an electronic way of allowing you to do that. And you can go old school if you want to, but if you remember in the old traditional way of doing it, you only had 4 or 5 meetings. But now you have 6 per person, and sometimes it's 8 because you got to reschedule, and I just don't see how you do it with paper, but it's always optional, so using the electronic is optional, and so we're just going through how to get Google Calendar. Virginia, have you gotten it? Hello.
Hello.
Yeah, Kenneth was asking if you got the app.
And I was asking, where did you paste it? Is it was the Google?
It's just
on text message or on the Google Hangout?
no.
All right, let me send you the link again.
He was saying just get the Google Calendar app if you don't have it.
Man, I want to have what you have, Mr. Kenneth.
Yeah, should I use your email address or Brandon?
Anything, sir.
Okay, all right. So I'm gonna text it to you guys and also invite you. Okay. All right. Brandon and Crystal are trying to get on, so
Allow.
yes, allow it to access all your things. It's Google. It has it already.
Virginia, you should just be able. I think you have the app already.
I do have Google.
Okay.
Google Chrome.
But you have calendar?
I do have my calendar.
Google Calendar or Apple Calendar?
Google Calendar.
Okay.
Can you show it to us on the screen?
How can I do that? Oh,
just hold it up to the camera.
Yeah, let me go to the yeah, I am here. How do you say that? I'm sorry. Hold on, sir.
Sorry is all that you can say.
Oh.
Forgive me.
Yes, tune.
Oh, where did that take that message, man?
Right. So everybody should have.
Okay, let me let me just send you a picture, man. This is.
Yeah, just hold your phone up to the camera.
Yeah, I'm trying to do with my laptop. I can't even
Okay. Right.
Yeah,
So
but I'm getting better. I'm getting better.
You go, girl.
I'm getting better, man. I'm getting better. I'm making it happen. So this is how it looks. The Google Calendar is on the. This is how it looks. That blue thing next to the messages is coming now. Sorry, 2 more seconds. Okay, just send it. Is on your messages, please, Mr. Kenneth.
You sent it in messages, and I'm not seeing it.
Text message or
in the Google Hangout.
Yeah. Oh no, sir. I sent you an SMS.
SMS? You shared your story?
What? Okay, here we go.
Yeah, you got it.
Oh my God.
Okay, you gotta mute one.
Yeah, mute one.
Okay, Virginia, you're on twice. So.
Okay, so can I show you? I didn't mute it. I'm sorry.
Turn the volume down on the next one.
Yeah, you're on twice. So turn the volume down on one of them. You imagine having double of Virginia. That's double super. Fire woman, man.
Double awesome.
Double awesome, man.
Yes, oh, and I'm gonna turn my sound off because I'm cooking me a late night dinner and I don't want to interfere with the conference call.
Okay, so did you is everybody knows how to access the Google Calendar? You got
Yes,
it?
sir, I do.
All right, so the next thing is that we're going to show you how to set up a calendar. Absolutely. Okay. So now again, what you do is that you can have many calendars. So you might want to have one calendar for school, one for business, one for work, one for family. Okay. And then within each calendar will have its own events. And the beautiful thing about it is that each calendar is going to be color coded, and you could switch the calendars on and switch them off. You see, and then you could slide stuff around so you make sure you don't have any conflict.
What?
You know? Yes.
You can do that on Google Calendar? No,
Yes. And it's for free. All you got to do is give them all your information, and you could have anything you want in the world as long as you give them all the information about you.
Yes, sir. That's crazy.
Sell them your soul, and they will give you everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's your soul.
Right. Okay. So what we want to do is to show you how to do that. And I'm going to show the desktop version, and then I'll show the phone version. Oh, hold on a minute. I gotta see if Sanjeev posted something. Let's see what Sanjeev posted. Yeah. Where's that? We're gonna get you. Once you get registered, you'll have all of this. Did you get your Facebook account yet? Get that set up, man. Get that set up. You know, you don't have to invite anybody. You just have the two groups. Okay, it's a business decision.
Mr. Ken, oh man. Yeah, this is what it is.
So Virginia,
hang up on the phone and keep the laptop on.
Right. Hang up the phone and keep the laptop on. And now talk to us.
Okay, now we're cooking. That's good.
I did like the reverb though. It sounded. It brought me back to my childhood.
So I was asking Mr. Kenneth, like the family vibe on the calendar, is it necessary? Yeah.
No.
I guess it's not.
No. I was just giving an example. You could have calendar A, calendar B, calendar C. I was just giving an example. You don't have to have family. Okay. The major, look at your life and see what are the major events that you have. One might be the job, okay? So what I have in mind is I have a routine. I have a daily routine, you know, and then I have another calendar that's business, and then I have that's business curation. That's all the MGs and all of that, and then I have another calendar that's business preparation. Okay, that'll be the PACE meetings and all of that stuff. That's not creative stuff. That's just, you know, associations. And then I have another calendar for family. And that's because I have a family. Yes. If you don't have a family, you don't need to have one. You know? And so what I do is I have 5 major calendars that I overlay on each other. And if I want to focus on my routine alone, I turn off the other 4. If I want to deal with just, okay, what meetings do I have for the week? I turn everything off except the business creativity one. Okay. And then we have a shared calendar, which is what I wanted to get to. Is to show you a shared calendar where everybody can put their stuff on. And that way, like for Virginia, if you have 5 people, 6 people you're working with, they can look and see what your calendar is. And that way they can book meetings on there. They might text you first, whatever. And they could book meetings in available slots. Okay. And so that allows you to overlay your other life and move it around so that you can make your meetings. You know, and manage your time on the fly, on your phone, on your laptop, on your tablet, whatever. Okay, so it's a way of managing your time. Now, the way how I use the routine one is that it allows me to make sure I do everything, like reading. You know, when am I going to read? I don't know if you remember when Dennis Nafty said, You know, it's one thing to say this is my to-do list, but when exactly are you going to do it? So I have that routine, and I have a bucket. If you look at your life as 24 buckets in a day, each bucket should have things in there that you're going to do. Okay, so I know exactly when I'm going to read because it's on my calendar.
I see.
It pops up and it tells me when I'm going to read. But what if I have a meeting at that time? No problem. I take my finger and I slide that down to another slot. So I take care of the meeting and then I read later. And so, but what if I have a doctor's appointment with Andrea and and the kid? No problem. I make sure that it doesn't interfere with that one. So I slide it. So I'm dynamically, fluidly managing my day by overlaying all these different calendars, and that allows me to have high capacity. So I never miss a meeting. I'm never late because I know how much time it takes to commute to there. Like I was going to visit my father this week, but my brother and my stepmom said, don't go this week because you're just getting over a cold and he can't afford to catch a cold. So I moved it to Monday. And when I moved it to Monday, the question is, what else do I have going on in Monday? So I brought up all the calendars, boom, 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 boom. And I said, I can do it this time because I can move my routine around. And I placed it right there on Monday at 11 o'clock to visit for that. You see, and that way I'm managing my time and I'm professional. You see, and so that allows me to have high capacity. And then I also put on the calendar my downtime. When am I gonna sit back and watch a fun movie? Yeah, you gotta have that. When am I gonna cook? Because sometimes I do my own cooking.
Oh, so okay, so the idea is not okay. So the idea is to bring your mind into those daily and weekly habits, especially daily habits. I mean, that anything that you do during the day, you gotta have a track of it. Because for cooking, for instance, I don't put it in there, but I guess it's just, yeah, it's good to put it in there so that it remind you to be on.
You're right. You're correct. I'll give you an example. Yesterday, yesterday at 1 o'clock, I was going to do some cooking and then I was going to do some reading. Okay. But then my Andrea told me that my sister is in town and she's coming to visit. So I just created an event for my sister. And then I said, okay, when am I going to get to read? So I moved it later on down. I was like, can't do it at 6 or 7 because I'm going to be in the field. So I pushed it down to 10 o'clock. Okay, and then all I got to do is when I optimize it and I make sure I have space for important stuff. If I don't have a space for something, I put it on to the next day or the day after. But it allows me to follow the calendar. And if anything comes up, I can do managing of my routine every day on the fly, right there on the spot. And it allows me to get everything. Am I going to get everything? No. So the next day I look and say, okay, today is Monday. What did I not get done on Sunday? And I just move it into Monday or Tuesday or Wednesday. And so all I do is I follow my calendar.
Yeah, it's like Rodney, for instance. Rodney has everything up to even church vibe in the calendar. And I wasn't like, okay, yeah, that makes sense. I don't know.
Oh, I got that from Kenneth. I mean,
yeah, that's what I'm trying to say. But my thing is that I don't put those thing in there. But I guess you have to put it because it's almost like you're training yourself to be on a mindset that will give you that more efficiency in everything that you do. Like cooking, I won't put it there, but I see the mindset.
If it's not on my calendar, it doesn't get done.
Yeah.
And it also allows me to stay away from distraction.
Exactly, yeah.
My calendar does not say watch the World Cup, so I'm not going to watch it. Yeah, I get distracted, man. I can get distracted very easily. I can go online and I can show you guys some stuff that'll get you addicted in half an hour. I'm telling you. And so the first thing I do is follow my calendar. Now you don't have to do this. You don't have to do this. It's just something that I do and I find is very helpful. Some people are not wired that. Some people just they like a more chaotic way of doing things. Where, hey, you know, if I have a meeting, I'm gonna write down and then I'm gonna do there. You can go eagle and double eagle and everything that way too.
Yeah.
It all depends. This is just optional.
Yeah.
This is just showing you a technique.
Yes, sir.
You know.
Okay.
You know, so if it works for you, then try it, or maybe you take some of it, not all of it.
Yeah.
You know, because you're this is where your own personal creativity comes into.
Yeah.
You understand? That's your stomach.
Makes sense.
You know.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so that's all we wanted to share with you guys.
Okay.
You know, and so let me go to my calendar here and show you guys an example on the desktop, and then we'll show it on we show it on what you call it on the phone. Okay, so let's first go through it on the desktop, and then we'll do it on the phone. All right, so I'm gonna come here and I'm gonna go. You guys are seeing the screen, right?
Yes.
So I'm gonna switch calendars, and I'm actually gonna go into my own personal calendar. Okay, and you could see it has a lot of colors there, right? So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take everything off, and I'm gonna switch to another day. By the way, let me take everything off. And I have Virginia's calendar here too. So everything is off. I can come here, I can put today, and that'll take me to today's day. Or I can come here and I can go to different days this way. Or I can come here and I can show the entire week. I can show week, month, year, okay? So let's go to week, and this shows you the entire week. Or I could come here and drag on this and just show 4 days, okay? It shows 2 weeks, all right? So you could drag and show. So anyway, this right here. So I'm gonna show you my business preparation. Okay, so this is business preparation, and you could come up with your own category. Okay, so business preparation shows you that it's showing you all of the stuff here. Okay, here, let me go back here. All right, so this here shows Silver Springs. If I scroll down, it'll show you that this was Silver Springs, and the previous week was Summer Conference. Okay, but that's just business preparation. Business preparation is books, CDs, associations, everything. All right, so that's just one. That's just all right. And then now I'm going to show you my business creativity, and that shows you all of the appointments I had for this week. You know, and the following week. That's this week. These are the appointments I have this week. Okay, so you could see it's beginning to fill up. What happens is that it usually beginning of the month, of the week, it's like 2 or 3 appointments, and then by the end of the week, it's all filled up. You know, and so I could look and see, and I see that I have no preparation is interfering. Notice the informational session is in red because that's actual activity going on, but that's BP1, BP2. Okay, and then I can show you my family event, and you could see there's no conflict here. Okay, and then let me show you my routine now. This is my daily routine, and this one is very important. And this here shows you, notice how rhythmic it is. It shows you, here, let me show you one day. This is very important because this is my guide for the day. Okay, so it shows this is what I do. I get up, I pray and all of that stuff. I listen to self-talk, I shower, then I prepare for breakfast, and then conversations, my first meal. This is when I do my reading. This is my meal. This is when I do media consumption. You got to do media consumption. I'll tell you why. You got to know what's going on in the world. Okay, I'm not sitting there for 10 hours now, and there's 1 hour, but it's actually less than that. This is when I do inviting. This is when I commute home. This is when I do reconciliation, and this is when I shut down and get into bed. It just doesn't show family, it doesn't show anything else. And so I could move this around, but I make sure that everything gets done.
You said make connect, what's the consumption, was that?
Media consumption.
Oh, media consumption.
Yeah, I need to know if there's a zombie apocalypse going on. I gotta know. You know, because if then I need to go in the basement and pull out a few items. That's right. You know. You see, so that allows me to do a lot of stuff, and then we have a team. We have a team calendar. You know, and this team calendar shows the appointments that I have with the Atlanta team. And if you look here, you could see that these are all of the team meetings. So look right here. On Thursday, on Wednesday, this is an example. On Wednesday, if you look at Wednesday, you could see that there's a conflict that I need to work on. Where is it? This is Wednesday, right? Monday, right? Oh, that's Monday. Okay. Yeah. So let me go to Wednesday here. Yeah, you could see I got a problem here because I got a meeting, an MG1 for Brandon and Crystal in Fayetteville. But then I have another one in Morrow, and they overlap. So I know way in advance that I got a conflict that I need to work on. You see, so I'm going to resolve that. Either somebody going to meet earlier or somebody going to meet later. Bucket. All right, so all right. So anybody else wants to share their calendar?
Mr. Kenneth, I have a quick question. Hello?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was just asking for the so to create, for instance, the daily routine, media consumption, team meeting, and all that stuff. Do you just, how do you create that? Like I don't know if that makes sense right now. How do you create those subgroup? Right, go.
The calendars. Okay, so that's what we're gonna go into now. But I want to show you. I want to show you that calendar on my phone.
Yeah, I could give an example of my calendar too.
Yeah, go ahead.
All right. All right. Let me share screen real quick. Where do I share screen? Oh,
Mr.
yeah.
The Money Man.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And again, remember, this is optional. So
okay.
Don't feel that you have to do this.
Okay, y'all can see my screen?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So just as Kenneth has, he has multiple calendars at the side. So I'm going to take away all of them. So the main one here is the personal one. So I kind of have a sleep schedule and when to do breakfast and lunch and et cetera, et cetera. I used to have lunch in here, but I incorporated lunch with Share My Story in TTM, and I'll show that soon. So I tend to forget birthdays, so I just leave them in the calendar. And then I had one for school and also one for spiritual, which is pray. And, right now my goals, I kind of combine those and have church every week here, right? And then also I might have things that are grayed out, right? So anything that's grayed out, I pretty much don't have to do, but I would like to do it. But I always end up filling those in. Like this never happens. Download and organize music. That's been getting replaced with research. I would love to do it, but yeah, it always gets replaced. So that's another example too. And how I did that was I just changed the color on it in the actual event. I changed the color right here, this event color.
Right, that's what we'll do. We'll go over everything.
So anything in gray, I don't necessarily have to do. But anyway, all right. So other than that, the main big one is the business calendar here, which has all of my DTM, share my stories, get dressed for the open, go to the actual open, right? And the one in blue here is actually our Tallahassee team calendar, the blue purplish. So things like Pace would automatically show, open meeting would show, and then our weekly team builders meeting. So this is scattery right now because I took my research off. But if I go to the previous week, it was full because I had a full schedule with research. I've taken a break to share my story and TTM while on lunch, and then do more research, and then leaving the evenings open for more MGs and field time and getting out to do business activities.
Awesome. So
Yeah.
can you show us how to add a calendar, Virginia? This is what you're asking?
I don't know if I already knew, but yeah, go ahead, man.
Yeah. Go ahead and add a calendar, Rod.
For instance, if you want to add, like, just let's say my daily routine.
Okay, so if you wanted to add a calendar, I believe it's this plus button here. Let's see. Yep, it is the plus button right at the left side here.
You got to do it on your laptop, not on the phone, because it doesn't share no option on the phone.
Yeah,
Hold on. I'm looking to see if it's on the phone. Hold on.
Yeah.
Continue talking, Rod.
Yeah, I built it out on the laptop because it was easier. I just kind of used the one on the phone to check throughout the day of what I'm doing next. So with the plus button here, and most times I just created a new calendar because I don't have them anywhere else, like in any other calendar, so I don't need to import or anything. So I'd make a new calendar here. And you said, what would the name be?
Oh, daily routines. Oh.
Daily routines. Okay. So you type that in as a name here.
So I got a
Description of it, you can. And also make sure you set the correct time zone. I think it defaults to your time zone. And then that's it. You just create calendar here, right? And calendar creation is in progress. It's been successfully created. Now I can go back out of settings and daily routines is here. Now it shows up here, but there's no activity related to that calendar.
That's why you don't see anything.
Right. So if I were to go, if I wanted to put something in my daily routine for tomorrow, let's say at 10 a.m., I wanted to get up on DTM, I could, what I did was I just clicked in the spot that I wanted to book it, right? Book it. So
Book it. Take your calendar out and book it.
That's true.
We just got introduced to Charlie D'Urso, so making it happen, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Having headache, going book it.
Book it.
The leg is hurting.
Book it.
Book it.
Book it. Book it. Book it. Book it. I'm sorry.
So you good. You fire it up. Fire it.
No, you guys need to control yourself because you really need to book it.
We're all going to Silver Springs.
Oh man. So okay, so what I did here was I just clicked in the spot, say I wanted to do 10 a.m. Really, if you wanted to make it quick, you could just click this option here, make it daily routines. It should turn brown to the color of whatever daily routines is. And let's say you wanted to do them here, type in the name of the event, click save for the event. There you go. DTM is now on daily routines. But now let's say it's just there on Monday. Let's say you wanted to make it a weekday routine, right? You can now click on it and you could click the edit event button right here.
And delete.
No, you keep that, but there's an option to make it repeat, right? So you have to enlarge it in order to get that option. You have to go to edit, right? And then let's say you wanted that to repeat. By default, it does not repeat, right? So if you click down and you wanted to make it every weekday, right? Monday to Friday. Click every Monday to Friday.
Or customize if you want to the whole week.
Yep, you can customize it as well. And then just click save. And now it should just be Monday to Friday. Moving forward. See? If I keep going, It does have an end time that you can set. Like say you only wanted to go back to edit. Let's say custom. Yes. So you would go to custom so that you know when to end it. Right now it's at never end, but you could end it on a particular day. Let's say you wanted to stop DTMing, which you shouldn't ever do. But if you wanted to stop DTMing in 2 weeks, you can click August 10th. You can click done. Now it's only going to go until August 10th. You save it.
So why did you go for the custom? So you click on the DTM, you right click. That's what you were doing the whole time, is right click.
No, that was actually a left click.
That was the
everything I did was a left click.
Is a left click?
Yeah. Everything was a left click.
That you are left-handed, man. Right?
I'm using my right hand. That ain't got to
All right, man. Okay, just making sure, man.
All right, so I would save that, and now this is critical because if you save it for this event, then it's only going to do for this particular day, but you want to save it for all events related to DTM, or you could just say this and the following events, right? Which is today and forward, so that's probably a better option. So click OK. And now it should go until the 10th and then stop. You see? So yeah, that's pretty much how to add a calendar. It's a lot of other things you can do, like change the color of it. So if you go to the calendar, on the calendar itself, and you go to the ... at the side of it, how Kenneth got those different colors was just click the ... and automatically you could put, I don't know, I don't have purple yet, so maybe purple. That's too close to something else. Say light green.
Purple matches your eyes.
Huh?
Rodney. I said the purple matches your eyes.
Oh my goodness.
Oh man.
No, that is good to know.
Man, I'm finna go around and have my calendar booked.
Book it.
I don't never want to go to that life of mediocrity. Man.
And Gene and Aaron, everybody, make sure you chime in, and Jonathan, if you guys have any questions or whatever.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So, my question is there a way, like, can we do all this on our phones as well, or do we have to go to the laptop in order to add that extra calendar?
You have to go to the laptop to add a calendar.
Yes, sir. All right, that's the main thing I wanted to figure out.
But beyond that, everything else you should be able to do on the phone.
Yes, sir. What I would use.
That's awesome. So okay, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Oh no, I was gonna say what I usually do, besides the whole calendar idea, was to book, not really book, but set alarm clocks for different things on my phone and name them. Like say, for example, if I have to read, I will set an alarm clock for a certain period of time. And when that time comes, it'll ring and say you have to read, something like that. But I never thought about setting up my calendar, so I'm going to do that instead.
And then, Rod, could you show them how to share a calendar?
Yeah. Let's go ahead.
And also show them how to delete and show them how to move the event around and how to take a calendar out. And you show them everything.
Oh. All right. So
yeah, that's good.
If I wanted to say edit this event some more, I'm gonna go back. I left click on it that time, Virginia. So that was the left to get it up, and then edit event, also another left click. So let's let's say I wanted to change the time of that event. The time can easily be changed here, right? Or let's say I wanted it to start on, tomorrow instead. No, the following day, which is Tuesday. And I also wanted it to be at, I don't know, 11 a.m., right? Also, what you can do within a calendar is, or this is specifically an invite. What you can do is you can add a location. So one location that we all know here in Tallahassee is 608. My calendar is telling me I need to read 11 a.m. That's 11 p.m. That's my alert right here. Right? That's usually when I read. But anyway, no, don't notify me again. That's fine. So 608 West Tennessee Street. We all know what that is, right? Tallahassee folks.
Yeah, the avocado house. Yeah.
Yep.
Starbucks. Yeah.
Starbucks
Yeah.
that we all go to.
Yeah, I know that it's in Tallahassee. That's what I know.
So we always use the Starbucks for MGs and process appointments. So that's it. We could put that in there. Sometimes I would put in Starbucks just so I can know, along with the address. That's how I do mine.
And
then,
what I do is I put the Starbucks at the beginning and put comma and then the address. Either way.
that's a good one. That's also good. So that would look like this.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. Either way.
Either way is good. Okay. And then let's say you want to keep, look, I already have some folks here that I invite regularly on things, right? If I wanted to add a guest on it, let's say that meeting was with Virginia, I can click Virginia here, and by default, it's a mandatory meeting for her. So this little guy here lets her know that it's mandatory. But if I just wanted to see her on it, just so she could know, so that it could be in her calendar, but be grayed out in her calendar, I could mark her as an optional person, and then she becomes white instead of. You see?
If you want to know why, it got an A.
So that's the difference there. So I think this next portion would help Gene, right? So instead of setting alarms in your phone, what you can do is you can add a notification within the calendar.
Oh.
Yes. So if you click add notification right here,
I don't know how many times I've got that.
you can get a quick notification.
1,000 times.
Let's say you want it to be notified
30 minutes.
30 minutes in advance. Okay. You can make it 30 minutes and you could add as many notifications as you want.
Oh.
It stands out, you know.
You can make it 5 minutes, right? And then you could also add another notification for 1 minute if you need.
Well, that's clean.
Yeah. And then if you want to go super extra, you could add another notification to go to your email, say maybe 2 hours in advance.
Another one.
Right. So as many notifications as you want. Right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So
whatever, right?
Those notifications would come directly to your phone. Just like
this thing, right?
It would come as a text, but it would come as a pop-up.
For this time.
Okay.
Right?
Right?
Yes, sir.
Then
that's set. You can see that it repeats.
Save here.
Every week. All right.
Save the following events. Oh, now it's asking me if I would like to send an invitation to Virginia.
I put it for Eagles Landing.
Or send it to her.
Joseph.
And
I could add as many. That's what he was just doing. All right, and it will pop up just before that, and I can go ahead and invite somebody.
I got it.
Invite people.
Okay.
Right?
Thing I think Kenneth wanted me to show was how to delete from the calendar.
Even
So,
at a time,
yeah.
I could hit that and it said send, and I send it to you. So I just said the same thing. I don't know where I said it from.
Then you could hit delete event right here. It's the trash bin,
What? It's here somewhere, okay?
right? And then hit delete event.
Sooner or later, here it is. So it's here on Tuesday.
So key thing here is you could just delete this
Oh,
event,
it's the wrong calendar, so I come in here.
or you could delete the whole thing, all the events, or this and all.
Allow me to change it here.
So if I just want to
Go to your thing,
Tuesday,
put your email, and you should get a
this event.
notification for it.
Oh, look.
Would I like to send a notification to Virginia about the team?
It's just showing you.
No, I don't.
Just showing you. 2 weeks before, it'll show me 1 hour before, 50 minutes, 10 minutes. And here's the one guess, and I'm waiting for you to say yes or no.
Y'all
So
got it?
go to the email.
Got it. Hey, Canada, what else I was supposed to show? Deleting.
Everything.
Okay.
Deleting. How do you move a meeting from one day to the next?
Oh yeah, I showed that.
Oh, sorry, we were having our own little discussion here on the phone.
Canada, can you drag it from one day to the next?
Yes.
Okay, okay. That's another way you can do it too. Rather than the first way I showed was going in and hitting edit and then go in here and change.
Well, you know, it's illegal to use your phone while you're driving here. So that's why I use drag when I'm driving.
Okay. So you...
Because I'm still using the phone, but it's so quick, nobody can catch me.
Got you.
How do you drag that, please?
Good question.
With your finger.
Yeah. You can, on the phone, I'm assuming you could just do it with your finger, or with the on the laptop, you got to left click and hold it, and then an arrow comes up, and then you could just move it. And I don't want to send it, but it's gonna move it.
Right, and then on the tablet and on the phone, you can you can actually drag it and make it longer. So if it was an hour long, you could drag the bottom of it, and I think you can do it here too. And if it, yeah, okay. So he just made it longer. You see, so it's really, really, really easy to manage your time because it's very picture like, and so you could change anything you want to, you know, and you don't have to send it. It's just marvelous. These different layers. Think of them as layers. You know, and so you have a visual representation of how your time is going. But the real power of it comes into play when you obey the calendar. If you obey the calendar and how it's going, and with the caveat that anything can come up at any time, so you just change it, move it to another day, delete it, or leave it. There's one other calendar I did not include, and I didn't include, and that's the calendar that another calendar I have is that I may have a lot of to-do things to do. So what I do is I cluster them. I guess it's best if I show you.
Yeah, I just wanted to show one quick thing.
Yeah, go ahead. And if anybody else wants to share, you know,
Yeah.
if anybody else wants to share, go ahead. I don't have to, you know.
Yep. This was during the semester when my schedule was the most hectic, I would say. So what I had to do was, of course, I had the research work I had to do. So I had to actually put blocks of time in my calendar to do that once I have breakfast, and then have a snack, take a break. You know, at that time I was job searching, so I had to practice programming skills. You know, read my school book. Everything in Blue is the book. Eat, take a break, a little break here, and then go right out in the field. So I had business slots here from about 6 to 9, and then I would go back into practicing and read again, and then work out as well. Right? And I even incorporated some time, you know, date and chill time.
Right. You always need to have that. And you see, because he's obeying his calendar, he's really obeying himself. Because he created it. It's like a robot coding its own self, you know. Not to say Rod is a robot, but he does work for a robot company.
No. But yeah, this really worked out, and I got the idea from Kenneth to not have or to minimize the white space in the calendar as much as you can. Minimize it. So that's all I had.
Yeah, and on my calendar there's no white space either. If there's a white space, I put something there. So I just wanted to show you guys one other thing. You know, and please, if anybody else wants to show, you know, it's not Rod and I alone. And if you have any questions or any comments, now is the time, you know. Where did Aaron go to? I hear he was eating, so. Or was it Gene that was eating?
I know Gene was cooking.
Cooking. So, all right. So I wanted to show you.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And you didn't invite us over? What the heck?
It's for tomorrow because I gotta wake up early.
All right. What time?
I gotta wake up at 5 a.m. No, 4 a.m.
I haven't used this lately because I've been out of town, but it's something I find very, very powerful to use. And I want to see if I can find an example of it. Hold on. Let me turn this thing to myself. What I like about this is that the Rod was using an Apple laptop, and it looked the same. It looks the same as the it looks the same as the Android, as the other one.
Oh.
I wanted to show you guys one specific thing, and I find it very useful. And I'm not finding an example because I haven't done it in a little bit. Ah, here it is. No. All right. So this, can you guys see?
Yep.
Yes.
All right. So I have a bunch of tasks that I gotta do. So I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it between 11 and 1:45. But I didn't want to put all of these tasks on the calendar, so I put it into one big block, and I just drop it in there. Okay. So this is coming from my to-do list, which is an Excel thing, which is a masterpiece and it should be patented. But that's another thing. Okay. And so what I do is I drop these things into one bucket, you know, so it goes from 11 until 1:45. I haven't done it in a while because you know, we've been trying to get back in. I've been out on the road, you know, so when I get a chance again, it'll probably happen next week. And I have a whole bunch of things that accumulated, things to do at home, honey to do stuff and all of that. And I'll just drop it into these buckets and I just organically go through all of them in whatever order. So I just wanted to show that. And any other questions? Everybody is experts now?
Yes, sir.
Yep.
Practice.
Yeah, I'm gonna practice this here.
Any other questions? Comment? Jonathan?
No, I don't have any questions. It's self-explanatory.
But you use the calendar, right?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah. Oh, Jonathan is like, this is like first school. It's so easy. Even a caveman can do this, man.
All right. I hope this was helpful.
It is. We're going to practice and maybe call back if you have any questions.
Yeah, Virginia, if you have any questions, call Tobias.
You know, by the time we finish that, I'll have my degree in IT, man.
Who knows? Maybe you get a job at IBM. If not, you can try out for the FBI, you know.
Of course, of course. No, he already denied me, so there's no way. I don't have any hope there.
Okay. There's a group here that work this Delta Flight Solution. It's a company, and they work on the computer and the wiring and the hardware and the software of the planes. That's one job I will do for free because I love planes. Yeah, and I could apply what I know already.
Wow.
Yeah. The only problem I told the guy the only problem is that I gotta get up early in the morning, man.
Yes. Absolutely.
All right. Anything else, guys? Rod, thank you very much for showing us everything.
Oh yeah, no problem.
And you guys know if you got any issues, you know who to go to. Just go to Rod.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Anything else?
No, sir.
Nope.
Yeah.
Good stuff.
I learned some good stuff.
Huh?
Oh yeah, I even learned some good stuff.
Yeah, me too. You know, and you can print this out too. That's another thing. If you don't want to do the electronic, because if you're dealing with somebody, let's say you're dealing with somebody who is not electronically, wired, and for them to learn how to use the calendar is like a big old thing. Don't force them into using online tools if they're not online-ish. If they're old school and they want to use paper, print out the Google Calendar and give it to them and tell them, hey, fill in when you think you could do it. Or what I do is I call them and say, when can we meet? And then I put it on my calendar and then I send them a text or email, or I just call them and tell them, write this down. So don't try and get people to do if you are wired, if you like doing online stuff, that doesn't mean everybody else on your team or your candidates like to do it. So work with them, meet them at where they are, and eventually they will come along if they want to. If they don't, leave it alone. Forget about it. Just go to Silver Springs,
Yes, sir.
Sir.
Yeah. So awesome. This is a YouTube stuff. So Sile said a lot of the people couldn't make it because they went somewhere or whatever.
Okay.
Oh, but you guys know how to do it now. So you can start using it. And Virginia, that's why I asked you to invite me to your calendar, because when you were inviting me, it was putting your stuff on one of my main calendars. And that was so when I wanted to look at only my stuff, your stuff was showing up. So that's why I asked you to take me off of don't invite me and just invite me to your calendar. So I could still see your calendar, but now it's a separate calendar. Like the Tallahassee calendar, I have that too, but I only bring it in when I need it.
Okay.
So go to your calendar and where you're inviting people, take me off of that because I can see your calendar.
Okay.
And I could bring it. Yeah, I could bring it in whenever I need to.
Oh, that's the reason why you keep declining the event.
Exactly. Because
I was like, why is it declining my stuff?
Well, for two reasons. Yeah. Number one, you can't get to me.
Exactly. Okay.
and number two, I'm already seeing it because I'm on your calendar.
Absolutely, sir.
Yeah. So I don't need to be invited because I'm on your calendar. So whatever event you put up, I see. So I don't want to have, double stuff showing up.
Makes sense now.
Right. So I'm seeing everything.
It makes sense.
I see the 10 mgs you have every day.
Absolutely. Trying to keep up with you.
And then another thing is you guys should get on to the Tallahassee calendar now. Okay. Rod, you want to talk about the Tallahassee calendar?
Yeah. So what I believe Sile is the master or the creator of that calendar. So pretty much it's a shared calendar for all the events that we have going on. And it allows us to be able to not have to invite everybody every time. So what she did was she did a long list of all of the folks in Tallahassee, put all of their emails on that particular calendar, and shared it with every individual in that calendar. So like I said, we don't have to. Once she puts it in the calendar one time, everybody gets it within the team, as well as Kenneth and Andrea and Kamta and Nadia, so they could be aware of our local events, the times we plan to leave to go to function, all of the stuff that we do here locally. So they could, if they wanted to know, or if they needed to know, what time we're leaving or something like that, without having to call us, they could just check our calendar and they would automatically know. So I think y'all saw how it looks. I don't know if I need to show it, but it's just another calendar in my other calendar section, not in my personal calendar section, but the one that I showed at the bottom. So,
Oh, okay.
yeah, and if you're not on it, then you definitely want to let Celia know. Shoot her your email. You can text it to her. Just text it to her and say, hey, add me to the Tallahassee team calendar, and you should be plugged in.
So there should be no doubt about when their group meetings and everything. You just go to that calendar and and that way you're not booking anything over it. Informational session or special training on Thursdays or pizza Saturdays or whatever you guys have,
Mhm.
Talk about Tobias Mondays,
Makes sense.
Anything else?
No, sir. I want, yeah.
Gene, you good?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And I know Jonathan and Radar, so Tobias, you good? Good. All right. See you guys later.
All right, Kenneth. Thanks.
Thank you, sir, for the.
Thank you, Kenneth.
Okay.
Thank you for the training. We surely have maybe one every 2 or 3 months, maybe.
Well, the next one, Virginia, we want you to chair the next one.
That would be awesome. That would be fantastic, now.
Mm-hmm. Just make sure you do the smacking on the end, okay, not the front. All right, you guys have a good night.
All right, thank you, sir.
Okay, bye.
Thank you, bye.